How's it going, YouTube? I'm going to be talking about the NBA draft. It's coming up. It's tomorrow. It's a big deal. There's been some talk about some trades going on with some veterans. Who knows if that'll happen? Maybe it's just rumors. But I have someone here who is going to give me some insight on his thoughts and predictions on who's going to be drafted where and who's going to have a big effect in their future. So here's Alex.
How you doing, guys? So first off, I'd like to say, you know, if you're going into this draft thinking that there's going to be a player that you can build your franchise around, like a John Wall or like a LeBron James, when they even before they were drafted, you're like, we're going to get this kid, we're going to put everything around him. You're not going to get that this year. This year, the best you're going to get is a rotation player who will get you 20 minutes a game, maybe with Kyrie Irving. But if you now Kyrie Irving is I don't think he's as good as people think he is. They say he's Chris Paul. There'll never be another Chris Paul. I mean, he has good direction, good awareness of where he is on the court. He can make some Ricky Rubio passes, but he's just not to the level that I think he should be at a number one pick. But I think it's a good fit for the Cleveland Cavaliers because he can learn under Baron Davis. You have Manny Harris there. You have J.J. Hickson. Anderson Varejao, Wild Thing. You got a lot of people that he can pass the ball to. That he can be successful there. Now, if the Clippers did not trade their number one pick, to the Cavaliers, I think that they could have a blockbuster. They could have drafted Derrick Williams, which means that he would have been their three, which is who they were looking for LeBron James last offseason when he went to South Beach. Now their lineup would be Mo Williams, Eric Gordon, who's great. Then it would have been Derrick Williams at the three,
Blake Griffin, Chris Kaman.
Blake Griffin, Chris Kaman. That would be an excellent lineup, and they could maybe make the playoffs for the first time in, I don't know, 55 years because they suck dick.
Yep.
But the one player that I think that is kind of a guy that he's not a lot of people know who he is, but San Diego State did not get scouted as much as they should have this year, and that's why his stock is rising. That's Kawhi Leonard. Now, he averaged his senior year 16 points, uh, 10 rebounds, I believe, and he's a three. He's 6'7", but the crazy thing is he's a wingspan of 7'3", 7'3" wingspan at 6'7". So a lot of teams now for rebounding at threes and fours, they're not looking at how tall is he. Now they're looking at his wingspan because you don't rebound with your head or your neck, you rebound with your arms.
Yep.
So, I mean, he can rebound the ball, obviously. I think he can step into a team's role and he can do things that a lot of other people can't, which is why he's so high. His stock value is in the top five, I believe. I believe they have him going to Toronto Raptors in the latest mock draft.
According to Chad Ford.
According to Chad Ford. But another new thing that I just realized is the Nets traded their pick away to the Jazz. So now the Jazz are sitting at pick 12 and pick 3 in the draft behind Minnesota and Cleveland. Now, obviously, the two players I think that are a lock to go 1 and 2 is Kyrie Irving 1 and Derrick Williams 2. Derrick Williams, 60% from the three-point line last season. He can shoot the ball. You can put him at a 3. He's 6'8". You can put him at a spread 4 so he can spread the court and shoot. He's a good player. He cuts the basket, good explosiveness. Enes Kanter is who I think he's the next most talented player. I don't really know what the Jazz are going to do here. They could get Brandon Knight. They could, do a lot of different things. What I think would be cool is if actually Cleveland, they needed a 3, which is why they were looking at Derrick Williams, who's a 3-4. You could get Kawhi Leonard at number 5 if number 4 if the Utah doesn't take him, which would be awesome. They could have Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard, which would be 2 great picks. Anyway, Enes Kanter is a person that is completely just came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people don't know who he is because this season, John Calipari, he played for Kentucky, but he was only there for early practices, and he wasn't eligible. He received money like all college kids do. Now, he's not that big. He's 6'11", and he doesn't have that good of a wingspan at 7'2", but he's very explosive. In the draft combine, he's impressed a lot of people. He's very explosive. And he's good under the basket. He's got good awareness. He's only 19 years old. He's ready to play. He's NBA ready. So he can come out and contribute to your team. But the Jazz already have Mehmet Okur as a shooter. But I don't know if they're going to have Enes Kanter behind him. They had Costa Koufis from Ohio State a couple years ago.
Yep.
That didn't work out. He was a European that went to, so I don't know what they're going to do. But this year, I mean, I'm just not seeing it. The one player there's a lot of good 4s and there's a lot of good 3s. There's only one beside Enes Kanter, there's only really like one one or two good big men, and the other one that can come in and is ready. I mean, a lot of the big guys that are good are only Europeans, and that shows when you have Jan Vesely, who's number one on the board, the best, most play ready three coming out. He's 6'11" and he plays the three. He hasn't. He's kind of. I wouldn't say he's a mystery because a lot of people have gone overseas to see him, but he hasn't really. He hasn't really came together yet. He's 21. He's a little bit aged. I mean, they have him going to Toronto. I mean, I don't really know where he'll fall because his stock is dropping because he hasn't really done that much in this year's combine. So, I mean, it just depends on what a team's looking for. But what do you think about Jimmer Fredette? He went to school right near
Glens
us.
Falls, he's a local guy. I was rooting for him in the championship, men's basketball championship. I was rooting for him to go far. He's just to see someone from who grows up in a local area around like I live in Burnt Hills, but someone to grow up in a local area and play in college and just be in that spotlight is just unbelievable. Like I can't imagine how he felt through that whole process.
Yeah,
And now he's getting his chance to be drafted and play in the NBA.
Now, I think if he goes to the right system, he can be successful. He can be one of the more successful rookies to come out because since he's such a good shooter, he doesn't really need to develop anything offensively. He just needs to develop defensively. And since he's not going to start in the NBA, he can come out of a rotation, 5 minutes left in the game, get you 5 points, come out, hit a three, something like that, give you some energy off the bench, which is very nice. But the thing is him and Kemba Walker alike could be sliding in this draft. I personally think he could go to the Suns in Phoenix. You got Steve Nash, you got Channing Frye who can shoot at the 4. You got Brook Lopez. Yeah, Brook Lopez, the crazy afro. He's so
it may be Robin Lopez. I don't know.
Yeah, it is Robin Lopez actually. So, but he can come in and contribute right away. And the thing is, Kemba Walker could be sliding as well. Now, Kemba, when you see him on TV, you're like, oh, he's big. He's a good player. He's only 6 feet tall. He's very small. And he played a 2 in college. He needs to play the 1. He needs to learn how to play the 1. Now, his stock has been dropping. His senior year was obviously stellar. He averaged, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's right where you want him to be. They have him going to Sacramento at 7, but if they don't choose him, they choose someone else, maybe go in the big direction. He could slide even farther. He could slide to maybe 12 at the Jazz. He could slide to the Jazz, I heard. He could slide to, maybe even the Suns. Then Kemba Walker goes, and then, Jimmer Fredette slides, and he could slide to the Knicks at 15. That's the farthest that he will slide, I think. But overall this year, you got a lot of good players, no one great. What I think you'll see is a lot of role players coming off the bench, a lot of threes and a lot of fours. Like Chris Singleton, you got a lot of people that can come off the bench, contribute, a lot of threes and a lot of fours. So that's what I overall think.
Well, thanks for your insight, man.
Yep.
We will see what happens. And like I said before, veterans being looked at to be traded. You have the Spurs looking to trade their guard Tony Parker for a high draft pick. Who knows if that'll happen? He's getting old and he's aging. And you have the Suns looking to trade Steve Nash to the Timberwolves, and the Suns could get that high pick too. I don't think the Suns are going to do that. It was recently discussed on SportsCenter that the GM said that those rumors are all bullshit, and they're not going to do anything. Steve Nash, they're going to keep him there.
Now, personally, I think that if they did trade Steve Nash, that would be a good thing, but it would not be a good thing for the Timberwolves because you already have Johnny Flynn there who can shoot the ball. Steve Nash at this age is only a facilitator. He cannot pull up and shoot anymore. He cannot drive to the lane. He's not as successful as he used to be in his younger years. So, only thing he can do is facilitate. You got Johnny Flynn there. Build around Johnny Flynn. You're going to have a good season. I mean, the Timberwolves at number 2, just quickly, I'll get this. They have Johnny Flynn at the 1. Their 2 guard is still, no one really knows who their 2 guard is going to be or if he can contribute. Their 3 guard would be Derrick Williams, who they're definitely going to draft at this point. I have no doubt in my mind. Their 4 guard, you got Michael Beasley, former, top 5 pick, I believe. He was huge hype. Averaged like 38 points his senior year at Kansas State. He's kind of a bust, but now he's starting to get his feet underneath him in the NBA. And then you have Kevin Love, 51 straight double-doubles, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
he's ridiculous. I mean,
that works
seriously,
for you.
He kind of like shit on the league.
Yeah.
So So, I mean,
Overall, we'll see what happens with the draft. I will let you guys decide. Comments below. Are there any overrated players? How do you think Kyrie Irving is going to do? Derrick Williams. Are they going to shit themselves or are they going to
yeah,
be the
yeah.
next superstars?
All
Let
right.
me know what you guys think. Thanks for staying tuned. See ya.